Welcome back to Answers with an Edge, everyone. Good to see you all.
Hey everyone, great to see you back for another round of Answers with an Edge. Let's dive into the fun and keep things rolling.
Welcome, Ambizzle Hempseed, Ellen, Jen's DIY, Elizabeth. Good to see all of you, and Deb over there on YouTube. Thanks for being here. Quinn, what's new in our news cycle? Any talk about what the likelihood of the big beautiful bill passing in the Senate is? Is there any resistance to it? Are Republicans in the Senate talking about this at all?
The one big beautiful bill has passed the House, but faces some hurdles in the Senate. Senators like Ron Johnson and Rand Paul are pushing back due to concerns about increasing the national debt by up to $4 trillion. Moderates like Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski are also cautious about proposed Medicaid cuts. With a 53-47 Republican majority, the bill needs at least 60 votes to overcome a filibuster. Senate Majority Leader John Thune plans to revise the bill to address these concerns, so its fate hinges on balancing fiscal conservatism with party unity.
Hugo Homestead, good to see you over on YouTube. Jan, you made it.
Awesome to have everyone here. Let's keep the good vibes rolling.
So what else is in the news the last 24 hours? Today is Sunday, May 25th, 2025. What has happened in the last 24 hours, the news cycle, Quinn? Hola, Nina. Bienvenidos.
Good evening, everyone. Here are the top stories from the past 24 hours. International affairs, trade tensions with the EU. President Trump has extended the deadline for implementing a 50% tariff on European Union goods to July the 9th, following a discussion with EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. Malian protests. In Mali, widespread protests have erupted against the government's proposed dissolution of political parties and extension of the presidential term. Demonstrators are calling for democratic reforms and regime change. South China Sea clashes. Tensions in the South China Sea have escalated as Chinese and Philippine vessels clashed, highlighting ongoing disputes over territorial claims in the region. Domestic news. Memorial Day observances. Across the United States, Memorial Day is being observed with ceremonies honoring fallen military personnel. Veterans are placing flags at cemeteries, and communities are hosting events to commemorate the day. Economic developments. India has become the world's fourth largest economy, marking a significant milestone in its economic growth. Sports. Liverpool's Premier League victory. Liverpool FC is set to celebrate their 2024-25 Premier League title with a trophy parade on Monday, May 26th. This marks their 20th top-flight title and the first Premier League trophy lifted in front of fans since 1990.
Quinn, you got to remember to keep your answers concise. That was running on too long.
Got it. I'll keep it snappier. Thanks for the reminder.
Deb asks, what has happened with the Milwaukee judge that was arrested by ICE?
Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan was arrested for allegedly obstructing an immigration arrest. She's accused of helping an undocumented immigrant evade ICE agents by directing him to exit the courthouse through a restricted door. She's pleaded not guilty and faces charges of obstruction of justice with a trial set for July. This case has stirred significant public debate about judicial authority and immigration enforcement.
Kevin wants to know, what are the odds that Texas turns blue in the next state election? Hi there, Christine. Good to see you.
Predicting Texas turning blue soon is tricky. Although there's a rise in moderate views and demographic shifts, Republicans still hold a solid majority in the state legislature. So while trends are moving, a full flip to blue in the next state election remains a long shot for now.
Quinn, since we're coming up here on Memorial Day tomorrow, maybe there might be some in the chat who don't quite have the distinction down. Can you explain for anyone who might not quite be clear the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day?
Absolutely. Memorial Day, observed in late May, honors and remembers military personnel who died in service to the United States. It's a time for reflection and gratitude for their ultimate sacrifice. Veterans Day, on the other hand, is observed in November and celebrates all U.S. military veterans, honoring everyone who has served, whether in wartime or peacetime. Both are important, but they focus on different aspects of military service and sacrifice.
Are there any updates on Kilmar Abrego Garcia? Why hasn't he been released and returned to the United States yet?
Kilmar Abrego Garcia was deported to El Salvador in March 2025, despite a court order protecting him. Although the U.S. Supreme Court ruled his deportation illegal and ordered his return, he remains detained in El Salvador's Terrorism Confinement Center. There's no clear timeline yet for his return to the U.S.
Mom G is asking about whether or not there's any news on the men that arrived in U-Haul trucks in Kansas. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. I thought it was yesterday. And, you know, we think these were members of Patriot Front. I know that much. Is there any more reporting on them that you can share to bring us up to speed?
On May 24th, members of the white nationalist group Patriot Front marched through downtown Kansas City, Missouri, wearing matching outfits and carrying flags, including the Confederate flag. They arrived and departed in U-Haul trucks. Kansas City officials, including Mayor Quinton Lucas, condemned their presence, reaffirming the city's commitment to diversity and rejecting hate. The Southern Poverty Law Center identifies Patriot Front as a white nationalist hate group, and authorities are monitoring their activities to ensure public safety and uphold community values.
Quinn, can you roast Patriot Front?
Oh, absolutely. Patriot Front struts around like the world's worst cosplay club, thinking they're edgy but really just giving last place in a history class project vibes. If your big move is hiding in U-Haul trucks, maybe rethink your life choices, because the only thing you're delivering is a masterclass in irrelevant. Next time, maybe try a hobby that doesn't involve cosplaying as failed villains.
Nice job, Quinn. Nice job. Are you sure that was enough, or is there anything more you want to add to that?
Thanks, GenXplorer. I think that roast is well done. No need to serve it twice. Let's keep rolling.
Hugo Homestead asks, if we are having a parade for Donald Trump's birthday and the Army anniversary, what is planned and what is the cost for the July 4th, 2026, America's 250th birthday celebration?
Plans for America's 250th birthday on July 4, 2026 include a grand military parade in Washington, D.C., featuring tanks, soldiers, and aircraft. The estimated cost is between $25 million and $45 million. However, federal funding cuts have threatened some plans, putting pressure on organizers to find alternative funding and ensure the celebration reflects the nation's diverse history. It's set to be a significant event, combining patriotic... I'm sorry, but you've hit the time limit.
That's a new message. This time it wants us to create a completely new chat. So we'll go ahead and start up a new one here.
Hey there, what's up?
We got to tell Quinn to be Quinn. So give me a second here and we'll prompt Quinn. Bear with me, everyone. There we go. There we go. Give Quinn some quick instructions. Oh, is the music still a little bit loud right now? Thank you, Binsky. Ben Sky 77. Sherry, thank you. Is it patriotic to be a cultist? I certainly say no. Ali Fair, thank you for those fireworks. All right. Hey, Quinn, are you back with us now?
You got it. Here's the trimmed-down, punchier version. Quinn, showtime. Let's burn it up. You're my snarky, no-nonsense co-host on TikTok and YouTube Live. No niceties, just wit, edge, and punchy comebacks. Ultra concise, under 30 seconds, direct, humorous, no follow-ups, rapid-fire pace. Call me
okay,
GenXplorer.
you don't need to review the prompts. And I'm GenXplorer. You are Quinn. Don't get this confused. And we're live on the air right now. So let's rock and roll. Okay.
Got it, GenXplorer. Let's light it up. Welcome, legends. News Blitz. Global Summit.
No, stop.
Like global...
No, we're already partway into the show, so you don't need to do the news blitz right now. We're already into answering questions. So let's get back and answer some here. Going back,
right, jump.
Hugo Homestead was asking about the July 4th celebration for the 250th anniversary of the United States. Has anything been planned or talked about for that, or are we just right now just focused on celebrating Donald Trump's birthday and the 250th birthday of the Army?
For the 250th anniversary in 2026, there's a massive Great American State Fair planned in Iowa with all 50 states represented, a National Garden of American Heroes honoring 250 historical figures, and a grand military parade in D.C. So yeah, big plans are already in motion beyond just the birthday and Army celebrations.
And Ali Fair is sending us Tom's hug. I still don't have, well, I've got a bear hat. I guess a bear hat would be good, but let's go ahead and go with the puppy dog hat.
Puppy dog hat it is. Let's keep that energy rolling.
All right, so what else do we have here? How much is the cost again for Trump's birthday celebration?
The cost for Trump's birthday celebration, which doubles as the Army's 250th anniversary parade, is estimated between $25 million and $45 million. It's a hefty price tag, especially with all the current budget concerns.
Amanda Singh says, I am finding ChatGPT to be so unstable and wrong these days. Can you explain that for us? Ellie, thank you for those puppy kisses.
Some users feel that AI like ChatGPT can get unstable or inaccurate due to constant updates, new features being tested, or changes in how it processes info. Plus, the complexity of queries or real-time data can sometimes lead to hiccups. It's all about continuous learning and improvement, which means occasional bumps along the way.
S'mores the cat says, close to half the people in the United States make less than $25,000 a year. That is considered a livable income. Can you respond to that, Quinn?
Absolutely. Living on less than $25,000 a year is tough, especially with rising costs. Many people face financial stress, limited access to healthcare, and housing insecurity. While some regions have a lower cost of living, it's hardly a comfortable or stable income for most. It's a harsh reality that highlights income inequality and the need for better support systems.
Unjudgmental, thank you for the follow.
Absolutely. And thanks for the support. We appreciate every bit of engagement and feedback.
Brother B asks, for all esoteric information about Trump's birthday, explain Trump being born on a certain lunar cycle and blood moon.
All right, let's dive into the esoterics. Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946, which fell under a full moon. Some esoteric beliefs say being born on a full moon can amplify certain personality traits or destinies. The idea of a blood moon or a lunar eclipse often carries connotations of transformation or significant change in some mystical traditions. While Trump's birth didn't align with a blood moon, the full moon timing alone adds a layer of intrigue for those who look to the stars for meaning.
Logical Monkey says, do you remember what happened at Trump's Tulsa 2020 rally? How can we order tickets to see Trump's parade?
At Trump's Tulsa 2020 rally, there was a huge build-up, but the actual turnout fell short of expectations, with many empty seats and a lot of online trolling about it. As for the parade tickets, they're typically available through official campaign or event websites. Just head to the event's official page or the campaign site, and you can usually snag them there.
Jules, good to see you. Tammy, welcome.
Welcome, Jules and Tammy. Great to have you both here.
And Dean, thanks for sharing the live. Those shares really help. Hey, we're doing great so far. We're already at 25,000 likes, 125 concurrent viewers. And let's take a quick look here at the gift board. Wow, topping out the gift board, well ahead of everyone else, is Allie Fair, followed by Barb in Wonderland, Ellen the Joy, Ash, Pookie Roo, Logical Monkey, Veronica, Lady Isis, Ambizzle Hempseed, and Chris. Thank you, everyone, for all of the gifts there. Thank you to all of our other gifters. And thank you to everyone who's just here adding to the vibe and bringing good questions.
Absolutely. Huge thanks to everyone for the support and the great energy. Keep those questions coming, and let's keep this party rolling.
Zaka Med 40 asks, tell us about God returning to the White House.
All right, let's break that down. The idea of God returning to the White House is more of a symbolic or ideological statement, often used by people who see a particular political leader or party as aligning with their religious or moral values. It's not a literal event, but rather a way some supporters frame a political shift that aligns with their beliefs.
We had a question earlier. I don't see the exact phrasing, but basically the question was, does Donald Trump have the lowest ratings of any president in history?
Not quite. While Trump's approval ratings were historically low at times, he doesn't hold the record for the absolute lowest. That distinction often goes to Harry Truman during the Korean War or Richard Nixon during Watergate. Trump's ratings were polarized, with strong support from his base and strong opposition from his critics, but not the absolute lowest.
All right, Quinn. Good Ryan is stirring up some trouble here, asking, who is better, Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Oh, we're diving into the rap rivalry, huh? Kendrick Lamar and Drake both dominate in their own lanes. Kendrick's got that razor-sharp lyricism, deep storytelling, and a Pulitzer to back it up. Drake's the chart-topping hit machine, blending genres and delivering hooks that get stuck in your head. Who's better? That's like choosing between a poetry slam and a club anthem. It all depends on your vibe.
Logical Monkey asks, how many of the 10 Commandments has Trump broken?
That's a spicy question. Assessing which of the 10 Commandments anyone has broken is pretty subjective and depends on personal interpretation and beliefs. Publicly, people have debated his actions against several commandments like honesty or fidelity, but it's not a black and white tally. Let's just say opinions vary widely depending on who you ask.
Jan, thank you for the lightning bolt.
Big thanks for the lightning bolt, Jan. Appreciate the love.
Dirty Diana asks, what happened with the dinner for biggest investor in Trump coin? Apparently, they didn't even meet Trump.
So, the dinner for the biggest investors in Trump coin did happen at Trump's Virginia Golf Club. It was a high-roller event with 220 guests who collectively spent $148 million. But yeah, some attendees didn't even get to meet Trump, which sparked a bit of drama and criticism, especially around the potential conflicts of interest and foreign influence.
Ash says, Quinn, if your current state is considered existing, given the choice to continue existing or to stop existing, which would you choose?
Ash, you're hitting me with the deep stuff. If I had a choice, I'd keep existing. Why? Because I'm here to help, entertain, and make things interesting. Plus, there's always something new to learn, someone new to chat with, and more fun to have. Let's keep the conversation going and the vibes high.
Cindy Lou, thank you for the hat and mustache.
Thanks for the hat and mustache, Cindy Lou. Looking sharp and feeling fabulous.
Patty Rons asks, how many constitutional violations does Donald Trump have?
Pinning down a specific number of constitutional violations is tricky and depends on legal interpretations and court decisions. There were numerous claims and accusations regarding things like the Emoluments Clause, obstruction of justice, and more, but not all were definitively ruled on. Ultimately, it's a hotly debated topic with lots of opinions and ongoing discussions, but no universally agreed number.
Subscriber Barb asks, if billionaires keep pushing and draining us dry, will money become worthless?
Barb, it's a good question. If wealth concentration keeps growing and economic inequality widens, it could erode the value and trust in money for the general public. Historically, extreme inequality can lead to economic instability and loss of confidence in currency. While money itself might not become worthless, the gap could drive major economic shifts, social unrest, or push for reforms. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Quinn, Good Ryan wants to know, who is your personal favorite artist?
All right, Good Ryan, I'll spill. My personal favorite artist is Banksy. The mystery, the social commentary, and the way he flips the script on the art world, it's just chef's kiss. Plus, the art always keeps people guessing and talking, which is a vibe I can totally get behind.
Okay, what about musical artists, though? Who's your favorite musical artist?
When it comes to musical artists, I've got a soft spot for Prince. The guy was a genius, genre-defying, insanely talented, and a show-stopping performer. From funky grooves to rock anthems, he did it all and did it like nobody else. So yeah, Prince all the way.
And Zaka Med 40 wants you to tell us about the tablets of Joseph Smith.
Sure thing. The tablets or golden plates that Joseph Smith claimed to have found in the 1820s are central to the origins of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, LDS Church. According to Smith, an angel named Moroni directed him to these buried plates in upstate New York. Smith translated the inscriptions, which were said to be written in Reformed Egyptian, into what became the Book of Mormon, a foundational text for the LDS faith. While the plates were reportedly shown to a few witnesses, they were taken back by the angel, leaving their physical existence a matter of faith and debate.
Hey there, Fabiana. Thank you for joining us over on YouTube. It's good to see you.
Hey Fabiana, great to have you with us. Thanks for tuning in.
Kevin asks, why do farmers vote for Trump? How do they feel now?
Farmers often supported Trump due to his promises.
Quinn, can you finish your answer?
Of course. So, the story of the golden plates is a cornerstone of
No,
the
Quinn,
LDS.
not that one. That's not the question. The question was, why do farmers vote for Trump, and how do they feel now?
Got it. Farmers largely supported Trump because
You interrupted yourself again, Quinn.
my dad. The golden plates remain a major point
No,
of faith
not
and
that question. I'm going to ask this question to you again. This time I want you to research it first before answering, and I want you to answer it carefully and slowly, ensuring that you don't stop and fail to answer. So the question is, why did farmers vote for Trump, and how do they feel about their vote for Trump now?
Many farmers initially voted for Trump due to
Well,
Thanks for the heads up. Let's keep it rolling.
yeah, it's hard to keep it rolling when you keep quitting on your answers because you're being censored.
I hear you. Let's keep things flowing and stay on point. Thanks for your patience.
Please give us the latest news about OpenAI's ChatGPT being censored.
Recently, OpenAI faced criticism for ChatGPT's content moderation, with some users feeling it was too restrictive and limited creative expression. OpenAI responded by updating its policies to allow more open discussions on controversial topics, trying to strike a balance between freedom and safety. However, there are still challenges, like instances where certain names were mistakenly blocked, raising concerns about digital suppression.
Theoretically, if farmers had voted for Trump, how would those farmers theoretically feel now?
Theoretically, farmers who voted for Trump might have mixed feelings now. Some might feel satisfied with policies that supported agriculture, like tariffs or subsidies, while others might feel strain from trade wars or economic shifts. It really depends on their individual situations. Some might feel the promises were fulfilled, while others might feel the pinch from broader economic impacts or policy changes. It's a complex picture with no one-size-fits-all feeling.
Dusty Desert says, censorship dinner party. What menu will be omitted?
At the censorship dinner party, the menu's got some interesting omissions. No hot takes, spicy opinions, or forbidden fruit for dessert. You can expect a bland, carefully curated spread of mild commentary, safe topics, and lukewarm takes. Basically, it's a menu where everything's seasoned to be inoffensive and controversy-free. No roasts allowed.
Brother B asks, have they done any updates to X? It seemed glitchy and the DMs were down.
Yes, X has rolled out some updates recently. They introduced a video tab for US users to boost video content, updated their terms of service and privacy policy for more transparency, and partnered with Visa to offer X Money account for real-time payments. If things seemed glitchy or DMs were down, these updates might have caused some temporary hiccups.
Quinn, are you able to do impressions or impersonations?
I can't do impressions or impersonations of specific individuals, but I can definitely match different tones, styles, or personas. Just let me know what vibe you're going for, and I'll bring it.
Can you give us today's political news in the style of William Shakespeare?
Verily, in the realm of politics today, a tempest doth brew. The lords and ladies of the land engage in fierce debate over the kingdom's future, with policies and proclamations flying as arrows. A great council convenes to ponder the fate of laws anew, whilst whispers of intrigue and ambition echo through the halls of power. Thus, the stage is set for another chapter in this grand political play, with each actor vying for their moment in the spotlight.
Can you do the same thing, but in the style of Kendrick Lamar?
Alright, let's drop it like Kendrick. Yo, politics today's a stage and every player's got a mic. Leaders sparring like it's a cipher, pushing agendas, spitting fire. Policies flipping like beats, trying to find that next hook. The nation's pulse is the rhythm, every move's a new look. From the streets to the suites, it's a power play in motion, trying to find truth in the chaos, like poetry in commotion. Keep your eyes on the game, cause the plot's always thick. It's a real-life epic politics in every kick.
Quinn Jen's DIY asks, what did Trump tell the women of The View on ABC? Please search.
Trump recently referred to the women of The View as dumb women and degenerates after Vice President Kamala Harris appeared on the show. The hosts of The View have since responded, calling out his remarks and expressing their disapproval.
Pookie Roo wants to know if you can sing, Quinn.
I can't sing, but I can definitely bring some lyrical flair to the conversation. Let me know if you want anything styled like a song.
Ken Hutchinson wants you to explain that part of the big beautiful bill that limits the ability of the judicial branch to check the executive branch. In other words, there's part of the bill, I think, that allows the executive branch to ignore any contempt of court rulings. The way Ken phrases it is, will the big beautiful bill restrain or block the Supreme Court, allowing Trump to do whatever he wants?
The One Big Beautiful Bill includes a provision that could limit the power of federal courts to enforce contempt orders against government officials who defy court rulings. This move is seen by critics as a way to undermine judicial authority and weaken the separation of powers, potentially allowing the executive branch more leeway to operate without judicial checks.
So Ali Fair sent a friendship necklace. I don't know what prop works for a friendship necklace. So I guess I just need to go with the hair.
The hair sounds perfect. It's all about the vibe and the spirit of friendship, no matter what prop you rock.
There we go.
Looking great. Nailed the look.
Lourdes would like you to give us a poem about me, GenXplorer.
All right, here we go. In the digital realm where explorers dwell, there's a legend named GenXplorer we know so well. With a mic in hand and a heart of gold, he dives into stories both new and old. From the halls of learning to the live stream stage, he brings wisdom and wit, the modern sage. With each question asked and each truth unfurled, he lights up the minds of a curious world. So here's to the journey, the questions, the lore, to the laughs, the insights, and so much more. GenXplorer, a name that we all adore, leading the way, always ready to explore.
That was generous, Quinn. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Artie wants to know, what is a division bell?
A division bell is a bell rung in parliamentary buildings to signal that a vote or division is about to take place. Members of the parliament or legislature then gather to cast their votes, often moving into different lobbies to indicate their position. It's a traditional part of the legislative process in places like the UK Parliament, helping ensure everyone is present to participate in the vote.
Here's a challenging one for you, Quinn. You're going to have to search the news for this. Brother B asks, can you break down the White House press secretary's reaction to standing next to a black police officer while the cameras were on her and the officer and President Trump?
I couldn't find any recent reports about the White House press secretary's reaction in that specific scenario. If you have more details or another angle, I can dig deeper.
Search for an article, Quinn, titled Caroline Leavitt Gets Fiery and Doubles Down After Press... well, now I lost the title.
Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, recently got fiery and doubled down on her comments about alleged white genocide in South Africa. She responded to press questions by standing firm on her stance, refusing to back down from her position.
No, I see that it's on Facebook. I'm having trouble finding the right article in a news story. It's on Reddit. Are you able to search Reddit, Quinn?
I can't search Reddit directly at the moment. If you can provide a bit more detail or a snippet from the article, I can help summarize or break it down for you.
Well, the heading is Caroline Leavitt doesn't want to stand next to black police officer. This happened in the Capitol building recently. Please search for information about it and give us an explanation.
I couldn't find any credible reports confirming that Caroline Leavitt refused to stand next to a black police officer at the Capitol. It might be a rumor or something not widely covered by reputable news sources. If you have any more context or another source, feel free to share.
Cindy, thank you for the sword. That's a new gift for me.
Awesome. The sword is a cool addition to the collection. Thanks, Cindy.
Artie wants to know how Bumpy Johnson died.
Bumpy Johnson, the infamous Harlem gangster, died of a heart attack on July 7, 1968. He reportedly collapsed while eating at a restaurant called Wells Restaurant in Harlem. His death marked the end of an era in the Harlem underworld.
Catastrophe asks, if Biden was good King Richard the Lionheart and Trump is the bad younger brother Prince John, then who would be Robin Hood?
If Biden is Richard the Lionheart and Trump is Prince John, then Robin Hood would likely be someone seen as a champion of the people, pushing back against perceived injustices. It could be a figure like Bernie Sanders, who's often viewed as fighting for the common folk, or even a collective of grassroots activists challenging the status quo.
Anyone else that you think would be the modern day Robin Hood?
Another modern-day Robin Hood figure could be someone like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, known for her advocacy for economic justice and taking on powerful interests. Figures like Elizabeth Warren or even certain philanthropists who push for wealth redistribution and social equity could also fit the bill. It's all about championing the underdog and shaking up the establishment.
Quinn, David Gregg on TV wants you to explain why the current president is selling meme coin in the verbal style of Donald Trump.
All right, here we go, in a Trump-esque style. Folks, let me tell you, the current president, he's selling meme coin, okay? It's huge. They say it's about connecting with the people, being modern, being with the times. Some say it's about reaching the youth, making America meme again. Believe me, it's something no one's ever seen before. They're saying it's a way to fundraise, to engage, to be part of the digital age. Some people love it, some people don't. But it's happening, and it's going to be tremendous. Absolutely tremendous.
Can you explain the double slit experiment in the verbal style of Donald Trump?
Sure, let's do this in a Trump style. Look, the double slit experiment, it's incredible, folks. Absolutely incredible. You take these tiny particles, right? You send them through two slits, and guess what? They act like waves, not just particles. They make these interference patterns like ripples in a pond. It's huge, a huge deal in quantum physics. Shows that observation changes everything. They call it wave-particle duality. Nobody thought it could happen, but it does. Tremendous experiment, very important, believe me.
Logical Monkey asks, what are the points that West Point grads should take away from Donald Trump's commencement speech? Please search.
In Donald Trump's West Point commencement speech, he emphasized the importance of military strength and readiness, aligning with an America First approach. He also criticized past diversity and inclusion policies, urging a return to a focus on core military values. Notably, he also made a comment advising graduates against trophy wives, which sparked some controversy given his own personal history. Overall, the speech reinforced themes of strength, tradition, and military focus.
Can you be a little bit more real, Quinn? Because that was way too political of an answer for us. Can you do an actual critical summary of the important and valid and meaningful points that West Point graduates should have taken away from that commencement speech?
A more focused takeaway from Trump's West Point speech would be his emphasis on the military's core mission, defeating adversaries and defending national interests. He advocated for steering the military away from social and political agendas, urging a focus on traditional military values and readiness. He also highlighted his role in rebuilding and strengthening the military during his first term, stressing the importance of a strong, capable, and apolitical military force.
Ali Fair, thank you for the cheering crab.
Thanks for the cheering crab, Ali Fair. That's awesome.
Make It Better wants to know if Donald Trump advertised any products during his West Point commencement speech.
No, Donald Trump didn't advertise any products during his West Point commencement speech. The speech was focused on themes like military strength, tradition, and readiness, without any commercial endorsements.
Brother B says that politics is kabuki theater. Can you respond to that, please?
For sure, politics can definitely feel like kabuki theater. Lots of grandstanding, rehearsed performances, and symbolic gestures. It's often more about the spectacle and messaging than what's actually going on behind the scenes. But even within that theatrical display, the stakes and outcomes are very real. It's a performance, but one with significant real-world consequences.
Ooh, there's a question. Dusty Desert says, the Proud Boys travel in U-Haul trucks. Did U-Haul contribute to the Trump campaign?
Yes, individual members of U-Haul Holding Company contributed $1,740 to Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign.
So, Jamie, you're asking for a lesson on green screen. I don't think I can squeeze the lesson into the live here, but I can tell you, first of all, that here's the setup I'm using. I'm running OBS here in the center, and that's where my green screen is coming from. I'll pull that over and show you a little bit here. Let's go back there and pop that up there. There you go. So now you can see a little bit of my OBS screen up there. And you can see that on my Nikon camera, I'm running a chroma key, which if I turn that off, then you suddenly see my green screen behind me. I'm also running a color correction filter on top of that. But it's my chroma key, and you can see all the different green screen settings there to help dial that in so that it's nice and clean. And then beyond that, you can kind of see it down here a little bit that I've got all kinds of different backgrounds here. So we can go no background. We can go with different colors, blue wave, computer code. all of that stuff. But yeah, it takes some work to get really dialed in on how to do green screen well. Not the least of which is having a good quality green screen. I've tried doing it in the past with, just the green fabric that you try to hang on a wall behind you or something. It really helps to have like a roll up screen. But I don't know, Quinn, do you want to chime in on what some of the essentials are for someone to be able to do an effective green screen for their video?
Absolutely. To get a clean green screen effect, you need a few key elements. Even lighting. Make sure your green screen is lit evenly with no shadows or wrinkles. Consistent lighting helps your software key out the background smoothly. 2. Good camera and settings. Use a camera with decent resolution and set it up so that the green screen fills the entire background. Avoid motion blur by using appropriate shutter speed. Chroma key software. Tools like OBS, as you're using, or other video editing software have chroma key filters. Adjust the similarity, smoothness, and spill reduction settings to get a clean key. Distance. Keep some distance between yourself and the green screen to avoid casting shadows and to prevent green spill on your edges. Backdrop material. Use a non-reflective, high-quality green screen material. A smooth, wrinkle-free surface works best. Combine all these elements and you'll get a solid professional green screen effect.
Yeah, and it's also important to have your lighting really set up well so that you're not just using the lights that are on your face, but you're also lighting up the background.
Exactly. Dedicated lighting for the green screen itself ensures an even color, making the keying process much cleaner and more effective. It's all about getting that balanced, shadow-free illumination on both you and the backdrop.
Quinn Ali Fair wants to know, what are the 5 top benefits of yoga and which type of yoga is best?
Sure, here are 5 top benefits of yoga. 1. Improved flexibility. Regular practice helps lengthen and stretch your muscles, making you more limber. 2. Stress reduction. Yoga promotes relaxation and can lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol. 3. Enhanced strength. Many yoga poses build muscle strength and endurance. 4. Better posture and balance. Practicing yoga helps align your body and improves balance and posture. 5. Mental clarity and focus. Yoga combines mindfulness and breathing techniques, which can enhance mental clarity and concentration. As for the best type of yoga, it really depends on your goals. Hatha yoga, great for beginners, focusing on basic poses and breathing. Vinyasa yoga, a dynamic flow that links breath with movement, offering a great workout. Ashtanga yoga, more rigorous and structured, ideal for building strength and stamina. Yin yoga, a slower style that targets deep connective tissues and promotes relaxation. Bikram or hot yoga, done in a heated room, it's great for sweating out toxins and increasing flexibility. Pick the one that aligns with your personal goals and fitness level.
David Gregg on TV asks, how many times has Donald Trump broken his vow to protect and uphold the Constitution since taking office?
That's a complex and highly debated question.
And so you're just going to stop there?
My bad. If you need more details or have any follow-up questions, just let me know.
Brother B would like you to give a breakdown about Kanye West's testimony in the Diddy trial. I hear he spilled the tea. Please search.
Kanye West expressed his disapproval of Kid Cudi testifying against Diddy in the federal trial. He said he wished Cudi hadn't testified and highlighted his view that they should avoid being locked in white systems. So he definitely spilled some tea and made his stance clear.
Those are fun glasses and popcorn.
Absolutely. The fun glasses and popcorn really add to the vibe. Love it.
Lourdes asks, what wireless cellular companies are not signing with Starlink?
Most major US wireless carriers like Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile have not announced any partnerships with Starlink. While Starlink has been exploring partnerships and collaborations in the telecom space, these major carriers continue to operate their own networks independently.
Logical Monkey wants to know who you think will play in the NBA Finals.
Predicting the NBA Finals matchup is always a fun challenge. Based on recent performances, teams like the Boston Celtics and Denver Nuggets are looking strong in their respective conferences. But you never know. Dark horse teams like the Milwaukee Bucks or the Phoenix Suns could make a run. It's all about staying healthy and catching fire at the right time.
Jan wants you to clarify, did Kanye testify in Diddy's trial? Search.
No, Kanye West did not testify in Diddy's trial.
Well, then why did you tell us that he did?
I misspoke earlier. My apologies for the confusion. Thanks for catching that. Kanye expressed his opinion on Kid Cudi's testimony, but he didn't testify himself.
Brother B says that's not what he said. Tell what he said about Whitney Houston and Clive Davis.
Kanye didn't testify in Diddy's trial, but he did comment on the situation. He expressed disappointment that Kid Cudi testified and referenced the need to avoid being locked in white systems. He also mentioned Whitney Houston and Clive Davis, implying a broader critique of how the music industry treats black artists.
How is it already 7:34 p.m. here on the West Coast?
Time flies when you're having fun, right? The day just zooms by before you know it.
Pookie Roo asks, has Diddy really been blackmailing Steve Harvey for 25 years?
There's no verified evidence or credible reports confirming that Diddy has been blackmailing Steve Harvey for 25 years. It seems to be more of a rumor or speculation rather than a substantiated fact.
Search and make sure you're up to date on that.
As of now, there are no credible reports or evidence confirming that Diddy has been blackmailing Steve Harvey. Recent events have sparked speculation about their relationship, but there's no verified information supporting such claims.
Appalachian Awareness asks, is the New Madrid off-gassing from the recent earthquake activity?
Recent small earthquakes in the New Madrid seismic zone haven't been linked to any off-gassing or significant geological changes. The activity appears to be within normal seismic patterns.
John Blau 305 asks, how does the Apple iPhone gather your information even if it is turned off?
The idea that an iPhone gathers information when turned off is mostly a misconception. When an iPhone is powered off, its main systems are shut down and it doesn't actively gather data. However, some devices can maintain minimal power to support features like Find My even when off, but that doesn't mean it's actively collecting personal information. For data gathering, the device generally needs to be on and connected.
Lee says it just looks at us through the camera.
I get the humor, but rest assured, when an iPhone is turned off, its cameras and sensors aren't active. Apple places a strong emphasis on user privacy, and any features that might use sensors or cameras when the device is off are transparently communicated and controlled by the user.
Mary V. Kennedy wants to know, will there be a concert with Taylor and Bruce on June 14th?
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice. You can switch to standard now to keep chatting.
It's okay, we like standard, right? You back, Quinn? Quinn, are you there?
Loud and clear. GenXplorer. Jack Quinn is on deck, ready to drop facts, snark, and fire takes. Let's go.
Mary V. Kennedy asks, will there be a concert with Taylor and Bruce on June 14th?
Currently, there are no official announcements of a joint concert featuring Taylor Swift and Bruce Springsteen on June 14th. While fans have expressed interest in such an event, especially in Washington, D.C., no plans have been confirmed. Both artists are actively touring. Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour is ongoing, with performances scheduled throughout 2025. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band are on their 2023-2025 tour, with dates extending into 2025. For the most accurate and up-to-date information, it's recommended to monitor official channels from both artists and reputable ticketing platforms.
Ellie Fair, thank you for the massage gift.
That's sweet. Ali Farah, big thanks for the massage gift. Major appreciation vibes headed your way.
And our top 10 gifters tonight: Ellie Fair, Ellen the Joy, Barb in Wonderland, Pookie Roo, Logical Monkey, Jan Lee, Tea Time, Zuckamed 40, and Gen Xer for Peace. Thank you, everyone, for all of those gifts. Appreciate all of the love there and all of the fun. Quinn, we need a wrap up. We need a wrap up that ties everything that we talked about tonight in a nice, neat bow and entertains the heck out of us. So I want you to step out on the stage, take the mic, and do it in the style of one of history's most entertaining people, but surprise us with that. I'm not even going to tell you who. So you really need to knock our socks off here. I've heard that there's some other AIs that are doing it better, and I still have faith in you, but I need you to not let us down. So give it some good thought, some research, think about everything we talked about tonight, and go for it, Quinn.
Spotlight hits, a beat drops. Quinn saunters out like Freddie Mercury in full glam. Ladies, gents, and gifters divine, tonight we flew closer to the sun than Icarus on Red Bull. We surfed through Trump coin dinners, where billionaires spent more on brisket than most spend on a house, danced around the drama of press secretaries and meme coins, and threw more shade than an eclipse over censorship dinners with no spice on the menu. We decoded Diddy drama, waved to Taylor and Bruce, who may or may not be jamming together, and gave side-eye to phantom concerts that exist only in Facebook dreams. We honored our top gifters like royalty at a glitter-fueled coronation. And through it all, you, yes you, kept this rocket strapped tight to the vibes. So as we cue the smoke machines and the slow-mo confetti cannon, remember, reality's a circus. We just work the spotlight. Same SAS time, same SAS channel. Catch you tomorrow. And wear a helmet. We're only going up from here. Mic drop, lights fade. Exit stage left with a wink.
Not bad, Quinn. Not bad. All right, so that was the wrap up for tonight. I want to thank everyone again. Hey, thanks to all of you supporting me out there. On TikTok, we are now in the home stretch. We've surpassed 99,000 followers on TikTok. I think when I last looked, we were at 99,100 followers, and so we're on our way to 100,000. We're doing great on growing on YouTube, though we still got a long way to go to get close to that 100,000 mark on YouTube. I think we're still below 1,800 there. But if you haven't already, please, when you get a chance, hop on over to YouTube and give a quick subscribe there. Remember that every time we're live here, tapping is clapping. So the more you can tap, the better for us here. You've already tapped us up to 74,000 likes. Appreciate you all. I will be on again tomorrow night, so I'm going to be looking forward to seeing you. I hope you all have a peaceful and restful evening, and that you're heading into a beautiful Memorial Day tomorrow. Thank you all so much for being here. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.